together become a part of the European family. With such words, Maia Sandu addressed the citizens of the country on the air of local TV channels. The president of Moldova called on people to gather on April the 21st in the center of Chisinau to support European integration.
Time has shown that we have chosen the right path, and those who dreamed of destabilization the situation in Moldova failed, but the money continues to come from them. Some see what is happening in Ukraine and rejoice at the crimes. These people who traded their country are ready to raise our villages and cities to the ground in order to return the power. A group of thieves who are paid dirty money have made it their goal to interfere with our European path, our path to peace and prosperity.
The president of Moldova recalled that protests organized by the pro-Russian Shaw party had previously taken place in Chisinau, but despite opposition attempts to impose Russian influence, Moldovans do not support these actions.
These are not protests, this is clowning. Here we are not talking about democracy. When they go through villages, go through small towns, just like, sorry if I offend someone, but like the cattle of man. They are paid money, so let's go to Chisinau. There you will sit and shout something.
According to opinion polls, Moldova's accession to the European Union is supported by the overwhelming majority of the country's citizens, more than 70%. At the same time, the number of those who are in favor of rapprochement with Moscow does not exceed 25%.
The pressure from the Russian Federation is indeed very high. It has intensified through hybrid warfare methods directed against Moldova in recent months, and therefore it is really very important to show the support of citizens to the pro-European cause of Moldova.
Romania will provide all necessary support to Moldova. This decision was made by the Romanian Supreme Council of National Defense on April the 11th. Among the main topics of the meeting of the Romanian Security Council are security in the Black Sea region, as well as Russian interference in the democratic process of Moldova. Members of the Security Council supported Chisinau in countering hybrid challenges and fighting misinformation from Moscow.
Since the beginning of the war near our borders, Moldova has been under multilateral pressure to weaken the support expressed by its citizens for a firm pro-European cause, reforms, democracy and prosperity. In addition, Moldova is the target of hybrid destabilizing actions, in a press release from the presidential administration of Romania.
Earlier, NATO Deputy Secretary-General Mircea Joane invited Chisinau to cooperate with Alliance. Moldova will also receive $750,000 from NATO funds to strengthen the country's defense system. At present, the majority of citizens do not support Moldova's accession to the North Atlantic Alliance. According to recent opinion polls, about 60% of respondents are against joining the bloc and only 30% are in favor. According to Maia Sandu, the fear of Moldovan citizens about NATO membership is the result of Russian propaganda.
There is a NATO office in Chisinau, and they made efforts to explain what the organization is and what NATO cooperation with Moldova means, but these efforts were insignificant compared to Russian propaganda that spreads fakes about the bloc. We must first fight disinformation, especially in the case of neutrality.
Earlier, President Maia Sandu said that the Kremlin planned to organize a coup d'etat in the country, in particular with sabotage and the involvement of people with military training. The goal is to bring to power a government loyal to Russia. Ukrainian intelligence became aware of the plan of the Russian special services. Then, for security reasons, Moldova closed its airspace for several hours. Russian attempts to destabilize the situation in Moldova pushed the government of the country to start talking seriously about abandoning the neutrality status fixed by the constitution of the country.
The Black Sea remains a region of strategic importance for the European continent and the Euro-Atlantic region, the declaration says. This is the first official document signed within the trilateral program of Romania, Moldova and Ukraine.
Countries will continue to work together to support the rights of states to freely choose their foreign policies and alliances, to exercise their right to self-defense and to strengthen resilience and stability, security and prosperity in the region. From the joint declaration following the results of the first Black Sea Security Conference.
To integrate the air and missile defense of Ukraine with the defense of NATO was suggested by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Dmytro Kuleba, to the bloc countries during the Black Sea Security Summit in Bucharest. Thus, he called on the Atlantic Alliance to take on a greater role in ensuring security in the Black Sea.
We need to address the common Russia problem together. For instance, I support the expert idea to integrate the air and missile defense systems of Ukraine with the ones of the Black and Baltic Sea NATO allies. It is time to work out a comprehensive security network for all nations of the region that feel threatened by the maniac on the loose. It's time to turn Black Sea into what the Baltic Sea has become, a sea of NATO.
In Bucharest, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania called on the NATO countries to form a common position on the issue of assistance to Ukraine, in particular to focus on protecting the Black Sea.
We all want peace. Peace in full respect of the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine, in full respect of the UN Charter and of the fundamental principles of international law. But negotiations can only start when Ukraine is ready, and the victory will look like in the way Ukraine will define it. Romania is doing a lot to strengthen Black Sea security for NATO and EU members, and as well as for our partners, be it Ukraine, the victim of Russia's aggression, or for, as I previously said, the Republic of Moldova and Georgia, who are, after Ukraine, the most vulnerable to Moscow's pressures.
Last year, Russian blockade in the Black Sea threatened to cause a global food crisis until the United Nations and Turkey reached an agreement to keep the ports open. However, due to the aggressive actions of Russia, the situation is still in the spotlight of the whole world.
If we are talking about the contingent, about the domination of NATO countries in the Black Sea, it seems to me that this is the only way today to ensure that the Black Sea basin is safe and that it would be possible to carry out commercial activities in it at the first place. I think that Kuleba meant that today it is necessary to develop a security bloc, including Ukraine there, even before Ukraine joins NATO.
In March of this year, a bill was submitted to the U.S. Senate that provides for increased U.S. support to strengthen the security of the countries of the Black Sea region. Within a year after an adoption of the law, a comprehensive strategy should be developed to increase military assistance and strengthen coordination with NATO and the EU, the bill says. We are also talking about the economic security of the countries of the Black Sea basin, including Ukraine, Georgia, and Moldova.
Today we, together with the Royal Navy of Great Britain, do not use our naval potential in the Black Sea even by 50%. The Montreal Convention, which restricts military navigation through the Bosphorus with the permission of Turkey, is often cited as an excuse. The second priority is the organization of effective air and missile defense in the Black Sea basin. Ben Hodges, commander of the United States Army Europe 2014-2017, in an interview with Voice of America.
According to experts, the organization of an effective anti-aircraft and anti-missile defense of the alliance countries in the Black Sea basin, together with Ukraine, will become more likely after the end of the war.
NATO will not be drawn into the same air defense with Ukraine until the end of the hot phase of the war against the state, because it will be an unjustified risk of drawing NATO into the war of Russia against Ukraine. This may happen after the end of hostilities, when Ukraine joins the alliance.
The upcoming alliance summit in Vilnius in July is an opportunity to move forward on Ukraine's long-awaited membership in NATO, Dmytro Kuleba believes. According to him, in the summer, Kyiv expects to receive an answer to the main question: when and how Ukraine will join the bloc.
The Black Sea Security Conference, organized within the framework of the Crimean Platform, ended in Bucharest. The participants analyzed the history, dynamics and possible scenarios for the development of the Russian war against Ukraine.
The main problem to solve is clearly aggression of the Russian Federation due to its appearance not only on land but also at sea. The matter is that we don't give enough consideration to the marine component because no active military actions are taking place there right now. It has been still after the liberation of Zmyny Island and sinking of the Moskva cruiser.
The problem of Russia's aggression is well understood not only in Ukraine, but also in all other countries of the region and far beyond its borders.
Russia, which brutally invaded Ukraine, is a threat not only to this region's safety, but also to all of Europe. As far as Lithuania provides Ukraine with all possible assistance, I would like to say that we must be in a place where regional and European security is being decided.
Russian aggression made all the countries of the region think about collective security, and the position of Romania, Ukraine and Moldova become especially close, because they, like no one else, understand the degree of Russian aggression.
We in Moldova feel deeply and feel a deep solidarity and gratitude to Ukraine for resisting, to the Ukrainian society, to the Ukrainian leadership and to the Ukrainian army for the capacity to resist, for your capacity to defend Ukraine, but by doing so defend Moldova.
Russia is seriously putting pressure on Moldova politically, trying to change the legally elected government. Romania is located on the eastern flank of NATO, which has been strengthened in the last year after Russia was recognized as the main threat to security in the region.
That the consolidation of the security of Ukraine and of the Republic of Moldova means the consolidation of our own security.
Ukraine defends its independence, territorial integrity and sovereignty.
Violation by the aggressor of all existing principles of international law and order requires that we reconsider the critical aspects of regional security.
Ukraine, Moldova and Romania signed a declaration in order to intensify efforts to ensure full membership of Ukraine and Moldova in the European Union. Romania will also promote Ukraine's accession to NATO. Ukraine, Romania and Moldova expressed their readiness to work closely to strengthen the overall capacity to counter Russia propaganda, enhance security and society's resilience to disinformation. The countries also supported the peace formula of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. NATO was often mentioned during the conference. More and more countries in the region see this organization as an opportunity to ensure peace in the Black Sea region.
I support the expert idea to integrate the air and missile defense systems of Ukraine with the ones of the Black and Baltic Sea NATO allies. It also makes sense for Ukraine to be part of the European Defense Initiative, and I've been raising this issue with Josep Borrell recently. All these steps are important now, but even more so after Ukraine liberates its territories. Ukraine's victory will be a victory for all of us.
The countries of the Black Sea region are united by common problems and challenges, and they are ready to deal with them together.
I believe that NATO is aware of the necessity to engage more when it comes to the vision, but then the practical implementation, let me be clear that we have to first and foremost cooperate within the Black Sea countries. And then on the top of that, we can discuss any other domains and initiatives.
Vitaly Sizov from Bucharest for the UA TV.